What is up, Guru Gang? I'm back. Today we are going to be jumping into the spring perfumes I will be wearing for spring 2023. This, honestly, you guys, is going to be kind of a carryover situation. Like, I'll probably wear these perfumes throughout the duration of March and probably a little bit into April. I just feel like I need to spend a little bit of time with my fragrances. So I usually don't do monthly perfume trays and things like that. I typically do seasonal ones, but I do want to try to do at least 2 per season. So this tray is just going to be things that I feel like really represent that transitional period from the winter to the spring. And of course, I will just let you guys know why I chose the ones that I chose, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So for starters, of course, I always like to start with the perfume oils that I will be using. So if you guys did not see my spring layering combos video, I will link that up top because I have already done some layering combos with a few of these scents. But the first perfume oil that I will be using is the Pacifica Island Vanilla. This one is a very tropical type of vanilla. It's a little bit fruity. It's really, really sweet. Notes of vanilla and honey or something like that. But this is just another really warm, yummy vanilla. And I just love using this for layering. This does also come in a body mist as well as a lotion and all kinds of other forms, you guys. So I just prefer to use this as one of my base oils, tropical sweet combos, or when I really just want to add some vanilla and some warmth to a combo that I'm doing. Next perfume oil that I will be using is the Nest Turkish Rose. So this is one that I haven't really talked about on my channel because honestly, I got this as a gift for my birthday last year and I really was not sure like how I felt about it. But I actually started to read some reviews for it and a lot of people were comparing this to Delina. So I'm excited to wear this one with a lot of my floral combos this season and see how I like it. But I did try it out a couple of days ago and I do really, really like it so far. So I will keep y'all updated on that. And then finally, we have the Nest Balinese Coconut. So if you guys saw my most recent fragrance haul, I will link that up top in the cards as well. But this is another new oil to my collection. And this one I do really, really like. The first initial impressions of this, you guys, I wasn't quite sure about it because I felt like it was more of that like woody coconut kind of vibe, and to an extent it's definitely pretty woody. The fragrance family for this is considered a fresh solar, and it says it has notes of creamy coconut, tropical tiare blossom, and salted musk, and I definitely can get that, you guys. Like when I first smelled this, I really got kind of this woody coconut vibe. I have worn it a couple of times since my first initial impression, and I definitely get that very warm, creamy coconut with that tropical vibe coming from that tiare flower. It just smells really, really good. I do get a slight hint of like that salty vibe, but overall, this is just a very warm, solar, creamy coconut, and I really, really like this. So I'm definitely gonna get some good use out of these 3 oils. This next group of fragrances, these are actually a few travel size sprays that I picked up in my last fragrance haul. So definitely, like I said, check that out if you did not see it, because I did go a little bit more in depth about the scents. But the first one that I'll be talking about is Coconut Sun by the 7 Virtue. So you guys, I picked up the travel size of this because typically I do really, really love creamy coconut scents. I believe this has notes of frangipani, vanilla, and coconut. And honestly, y'all, I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. I am not sure. My initial first impressions, I said that it smelled good. And I do think it still smells okay, but I don't think that I will be buying a full-size bottle of this. So my plan is to finish this mini spray out to really give it a good test, give it a real good chance. But so far, you guys, I am not really feeling this one. Like the couple of times that I did wear it, I did not get the best longevity from it, which is a little weird because typically with the 7 Virtue scents, I get bomb longevity. And it also wasn't as creamy and vanillic as I wanted it to be. Like, I definitely feel like the frangipani and some other florally note in the background, it really just makes this more of a fresh coconut type of scent, if that makes sense, like almost kind of like a solar coconut. So I guess they got the name right calling it Coconut Sun, but yeah, it just wasn't as gourmand and like milky creamy sweet as I was wanting it to be. But like I said, I'm going to keep giving it an opportunity and let you guys know how I feel about it. This next one, you guys, is the Dolce by Rosie Jane. I loved this scent, you guys. It literally, to me, smells like Bath & Body Works Christmas cookies if it were to make a fragrance with Billie Eilish or something. It's a very gourmand scent, but it's not a cloying, thick, syrupy gourmand scent. And so that's why I thought that this would be perfect for the spring, because there are still going to be those days where it might get a little bit breezy, or we might have those rainy days where it's just overcast and you want something that feels warm and cozy. And that is the vibe that I get from this, you guys. So I already know that I'm going to be getting a full-size bottle of this. I definitely really like this one. It just smells like if you were to get out of the shower and, you know, you're freshly showered, the shower steam has kind of like enveloped the room, but there's also some freshly baked cookies in the kitchen. So it's like the smell of like the shower steam, fresh cleanness mixed with the aroma of the chocolate chip cookies. That is what this smells like to me, you guys. It's just very warm, very soft, very cozy. This isn't anything that's beast mode, but it is just perfect for the spring, especially for those of us who just want to continue wearing those gourmands throughout the season. So yeah, I will for sure be getting a full-size bottle of this. Finally, the last travel size scent that I will be putting onto my tray, which, by the way, you guys, my actual perfume tray is packed up. I'm in the process of moving right now. I'm not moving anywhere far, but my tray is actually packed up. So hopefully my next tray, I'll have like a nice setup. But yeah, so the next scent that I will be using is Paco Rabanne's Fame. So like I told you guys in that video, if you guys saw it, this was a love at first sniff. This is another one I will for sure be picking up a full-size bottle of. This is just a very woody, juicy mango scent. Again, I can't speak too much about longevity and things like that right now, so I will just further update you guys as I get some wear out of it. But very excited to be wearing this one because you really don't see a lot of mango scents being done. So that is one of my favorite fruit notes. So I cannot wait to play around with this. Now let's get into the full size perfume bottles. I'm so beyond excited, you guys. Like, these scents definitely, some of these, you guys, are like perfect for spring, and then some of these are just scents that I just wanted to wear this spring, okay? So this is Skylar's Peach Fields, you guys. This is just been such an obsession for me lately. This one has top notes of white peach, grapefruit, mandarin orange, with middle notes of osmanthus, lily of the valley, and vanilla, with base notes of musk, sandalwood, cashmere wood, and amber. And to me, you guys, this is really just a very fresh, creamy peach. I think that osmanthus gives this a very creamy, powdery type of peach vibe, but then that sandalwood in the base just gives this just enough depth, and it just smells really good, you guys. This is definitely a more green, fleshy type of peach scent in my opinion. This is not something overly gourmand, but I do feel like it has just enough vanilla in there to add the right amount of sweetness. And like I said, this is not beast mode, but I find that I don't really want beast mode perfumes in the spring like that unless I am going out. So this has just been my go-to for the gym, my easy run to the store, run to the, like, go hang out with my family. Like, this has just been so easy to throw on, and I always get compliments when I wear this. This is just a very likable, crowd-pleasing peach scent. So yeah, that is Skylar Peach Fields. You guys, the next fragrance on this tray is going to be Coach Dreams Sunset. This is a scent that I've actually talked about on my channel before in passing. I've used this in a couple of layering videos as well. I believe the last layering video I used this in was maybe like a fall video or something, but this one is literally, if you guys have ever smelled Dahlia by Bath & Body Works, this is pretty much the perfume version of Dahlia to me, except this one might be a little bit more creamy, a little bit more rich and thick and dense and just kind of syrupy sweet. But this one, you guys, has top notes of pear ice cream, bergamot, middle notes of jasmine sambac, magnolia, and base notes of vanilla and tonka bean. And like I said, you guys, if you are someone that did not care for Carolina Herrera's Good Girl, I feel like this is Good Girl without the bite, without the spice, without just kind of that kind of cloying, syrupy sweetness that some people did not really care for in that scent. This is just so smooth, so creamy. The vanilla and the tonka bean in the base really just give this just enough of like that thick base to kind of ground the fragrance, but at the same time that jasmine, sambac, and that magnolia give this a little bit of like a powdery clean vibe, if that makes sense. But this definitely leans very gourmand. It definitely leans gourmand. When I first got this, I did not get a whole lot of the pear ice cream. I mainly got like a fresh pear and that citrusy bergamot in the opening, but the longer that I've had this in my collection and I've kind of let it sit, it really has developed into something a lot more lactonic and creamy. So I'm very excited to wear this one this spring because it definitely gives me that transitional fragrance vibe. This is something you could absolutely wear year round, but it might possibly be a little too sweet to wear in the summer. It wouldn't be for me, but I can see how some people may say this might be a little bit too much in the summer, but I don't know. I just feel like this is a very, very nicely blended gourmand slash floral clean scent. So yeah, that is Coach Dreams Sunset. The next fragrance is going to be Keali's Eden Juicy Apple. You guys, this one I recently talked about in my layering video as well, but this is really just a very juicy, sugary sweet apple type of scent. It's very crisp, it's very refreshing, but it's also super, super sweet, and it also leans a little bit soapy as well. Like it almost kind of gives me this crisp, clean vibe. So that is why I thought that it would be a perfect spring fragrance. It has top notes of red apple, lychee, black currant, and pink grapefruit. So definitely opens up with just a burst of those fruits, like just a burst of watery fruits in your mouth. Then you have the wild berries, raspberry bloom, jasmine and may rose in the middle notes, and base notes of sugar, musk, and vanilla flower, and moss and amber. So you guys, I really, really love this one. I feel like if you are someone who has never really been fond of Keali's scents because they may lean a little bit too like have kind of that Middle Eastern vibe, I know not everyone is a fan of, this is definitely a good one to try and start out with because I find this one to be very, very crowd pleasing. Like I always get compliments when I wear this, and I always feel really, really good and refreshed and uplifted when I wear this one. This next one is going to be Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. Now, if y'all have been following me since last summer, I actually did not purchase this, okay? I won this perfume. I went to Nordstrom to go buy the Alien Goddess Intense because I did like a full review on that scent last summer. So I went to Nordstrom to go pick that up, and I was there during the time of the anniversary sale, and I was able to spend, like, I think when I purchased my perfume, I was able to spend like a prize wheel for an additional prize. So I'm expecting to get like some gift basket with like trial sizes. Y'all, I won a whole full-size bottle, not even like the small one, y'all. This is the big bottle, like the one that's like upwards of $150. I think this one is like $180. So I was so excited just to have won a bottle of perfume that expensive. But Miss Dior is not typically a scent that I go for. I think there's only like one out of the Miss Dior range that I really, really like. And so this one I was kind of nervous about when I got it. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this one, but y'all, this one actually smells really, really nice. This is another perfectly balanced, like fruity, musky floral, which I really, really love those these days, like especially now that it's getting warmer. I am just a big fan of perfectly blended fruity, musky floral scent. So this one has top notes of Sicilian mandarin, middle notes of peony, damask rose, apricot, and peach, and base notes of white musk. So again, you guys, I am a big fan of peony, and I'm starting to come around a lot more to rose, you guys. Like 2 or 3 years ago, you could not pay me to wear any type of rose fragrance. But lately, I don't know, my nose is changing, and as long as it's a rose scent that's either mixed with musk, vanilla, or fruit, I am definitely open to giving it a try. And this one I really, really like. So I'm going to get some wear out of this and finally wear it. I think when I got it, it was just so late in the summer that I really was like, I don't feel like wearing this, and it just kind of smelled really light to me. So I'm excited to try this out so I can give you guys my thoughts on how I feel about it. But this is really just a very nice, super fruity, musky floral scent, and it just smells really, really good. It just gives me pretty girl vibes, like you're in a white flowy dress walking down the street. Like that's what it smells like to me. This is just a beautifully done scent. This next scent is going to be Nude by Rihanna. If y'all watch my layering video, this is just such a nostalgic scent for me. Like this scent I wore all in my early college years, and I'm 31 now, y'all. So that just lets you know like how long I was wearing this fragrance. And this was really one of those first fragrances that helped me discover like my love for perfume. And honestly, it is just very crowd pleasing. It's easy to wear. This is definitely not really beast mode unless you overspray. But honestly, I always got compliments with this, you guys. Like, this scent really boosted my confidence, okay? Like, it just smells so sweet, so feminine. It's got this underlying sexy muskiness to it. It's got top notes of guava, pear, and mandarin orange, middle notes of gardenia, orange blossom, and jasmine sambac, base notes of vanilla orchid, sandalwood, and musk. So those florals in there are definitely very, very well blended. They just smell like sexy and just kind of orgasmic. Like, this bottle just smells like a woman. And I just love that she called it nude, because that is the vibe that it gave me. It just gave me like a sweet, sexy, feminine second skin type of vibe. And the best thing about this, you guys, is this is so affordable. Like, I'm so glad that even though she has so many other things going on, she still makes these fragrances, because this one and Rebel Fleur Love Always, Rebel, like, all of those I wore so much. And honestly, this one and Rebel Fleur Always are probably my two favorites, but Nude I think is #1 for me, because it really just gives that sexy, soft, feminine vibe. And I think it is just perfect for the spring. It's a perfect balance of fruits and musk, and I just think like certain fruits and musk and florals together, that just gives me spring vibes, you know? So yeah, that is Nude by Rihanna. This is another one that I believe I picked up sometime last fall. This is Electric Fantasy by Britney Spears. And if you have been a perfume girl for a while, I'm sure all of us have worn some version of Fantasy at some point in our lives, whether it was the original or any of the other flankers. But I don't know when this particular flanker came out, but I know I picked this up from Burlington sometime last year, maybe like towards the end of the summer. And I did feature this in one of my fall layering videos, but it was still pretty new to me. And I think I may have only worn it once or twice after that. So I thought that this would be perfect to pull out for the spring, because this is another one of those kind of like ozonic, musky, fruity, floral type of scents. This has top notes of passion fruit and pink pepper, with middle notes of heliotrope and jasmine, and base notes of benzoin and ambroxan. And this has been heavily compared to Valentino Donna Born in Roma, like on Fragrantica. I definitely get similar vibes. To me, this is very like super tropical and sweet in the opening, but then that pink pepper just adds a little bit of that sparkling quality to it that kind of tickles your nose a little bit. And then as it dries down, it just gets more powdery and vanillic. So honestly, I would say that this is kind of like a smoother version of Valentino Donna Born in Roma. Like, if you feel like the bergamot and the pink pepper in Valentino Donna Born in Roma was too much for you, this is definitely a nice, affordable, smoother, fruitier version of that to me. So they're definitely similar. I wouldn't say that this is a full-on dupe, but if you like Valentino Donna Born in Roma and you want something a little bit more affordable, I just feel like this is a smoother, fruitier, more powdery version of Valentino Donna Born in Roma. And I'm never really disappointed with my Britney Spears like fantasy flankers. So this one was a very nice surprise for me. So I'm very excited to have this one on my tray for the next couple of months, so that I can test it out a little bit more, do a few more combos, and see how it does overall in the heat. The next perfume is going to be Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid by Victor and Rolf. This is another peach scent, you guys. You guys are gonna kind of see, like, the rest of these fragrances especially, there's like peach or pear or apricot in like almost all of these, I'm pretty sure, or some sort of coconut or something. I just feel like peach and pear and apricot, I feel like those are just perfect, like, transitional fragrances, because it's not too overwhelmingly sweet. It works perfectly in cooler weather, but it also works in those warmer temperatures in the sun. Like, it just works perfectly for me. So I just feel like I love peachy type of scents in the summer, whether it's a powdery peach, a fresh peach, a syrupy sweet peach. Like, there's just so many different ways to do peach fragrances, and I feel like I have it represented in so many different ways in all of these perfumes. So Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid definitely gives two different types of peach to me. So in the top notes, it has peach and vine. The middle notes, it has orchid, and the base notes, it has vanilla bean. I'm pretty sure I used this in my Halloween or fall layering video. I layered this with something. I think I layered this with like poppy or something like that. But This is just such a perfect transitional fragrance, you guys, because it opens up very green and fresh with like this fresh white peach or like peach leaves or the peach fuzz. Like it just opens up a very green peach, or just like it says, the vine of the peach. Like that is what it smells like. But then almost immediately, you guys, that vanilla and orchid comes in and it turns into like this peach syrup. It turns into like a peach syrup, a peach nectar. It is so sweet. And this is also, if you overspray this, this is definitely beast mode. Victor and Rolf's fragrances are all just such great performers to me, and this one is definitely one of them. Like this is probably one of my strongest perfumes from him, right up there with the original Flower Bomb. And I did not wear this one a lot last fall, and I definitely need to get some more use out of it. You guys know when I'm picking my fragrances, I try to pick things that I just have not worn in a while. So this is one of them, and I'm so excited to wear this for the spring. It is just so good, so syrupy sweet, and I love this one. Now, since we are on this peach kick, the next scent is going to be Vanille Exclusive by Mancera. You guys know, if you've been following me for a little while, I am definitely a very big Mancera fan. I have a bunch of their fragrances and I really, really love them as a house. The only thing that I would change about Mancera, honestly, is if they were to offer like smaller bottles of things, because all of their bottles are this 4-ounce size and it is so hard to go through them because they're all so beast mode that you really don't need a lot of sprays. So that's my only complaint with their fragrances. But otherwise, you guys, this one was on my wish list for a really long time, and I picked this up. I think I got this for my birthday maybe last February. And y'all, when I first sprayed this, I hated it. I was so sad. It was like a blind. It was like my first most expensive blind buy fail. I was so sad. And I'm going to tell you why. So this one has top notes of white peach, osmanthus, whipped cream, and brown sugar. Literally the top notes sold me alone. Just the top notes sounded amazing, right? Then you have middle notes of Indian tuberose, violet, and Egyptian jasmine with Madagascar vanilla, amber, and white musk, and a slight woodsy notes in the base. So again, you guys, just that fruity, well blended floral, slightly woody, but overall fresh, musky, like all of those wonderful things combined in a perfect spring fragrance. But you guys, when I first sprayed this, all I could smell was like this overly green, almost sour smell. It was like the osmanthus was overpowering, or it might have been just this greenness from the peach note. I don't know what it was, you guys, but my first couple of times spraying this, I hated it, okay? But something magical has happened, and this one is a true testament to what spraying out your fragrances and letting them sit for an extended amount of time can do. Because now when I spray this scent, you guys, I was so close to decluttering this in my last declutter video, which by the way, I do have another one coming up, but I decided to spray it again and give it another chance. And now, you guys, the dry down of this is so good. I will say, I do get that kind of weird peachy greenness in the opening of this. However, it literally only lasts for like maybe a minute, maybe 5 minutes, less than that. And then it instantly turns into like this peaches and cream. It literally smells like a peach milkshake to me. It reminds me a lot of Parfums de Marly Cassili. Like it just has that creamy peach creamsicle vibe when it dries down, and it just smells so good, you guys. I get so many compliments on this one. This one is not as beast mode as other Mancera fragrances that I have, but I also don't overspray this one because I'm kind of afraid of it being too strong. So I haven't oversprayed this one, but I am excited to finally give this one a chance and play around with it, because when I tell y'all, I have done a complete 180 on this scent, from absolutely hating it to absolutely loving it, and I'm so glad I did not declutter it. So yeah, that is Vanille Exclusive. Next scent that I will be wearing this spring is going to be a very cheap, affordable goodie, okay? This is Magnetic Candy by Finery. I've talked about this in a couple of videos now, by Target haul, where I called a couple of fragrances from this brand, talked about it in my last layering video. Like, y'all, this is such a gem. This has notes of cotton candy, pomelo, and violet. And first of all, you guys, the performance of this, for this to be $27, this literally lasted me at least a good 8 hours easily. I can't speak to the Fine Fragrance Mist, because the Fine Fragrance Mist, while it does smell similar, well, it smells the same as the perfume. I don't know how long the mist lasts compared to the perfume, but the perfume of this, you guys, smells and lasts like for hours, okay? So to me, this very much smells like a mixture of like Killian's Love Don't Be Shy mixed with Oriana by Parfums de Marly. This, I would say, leans closer to Oriana. It opens up with that very citrusy, like I definitely get that pomelo in the opening, but honestly, it's just perfectly blended throughout. You get that powderiness, that powdery creaminess from the violet, which I love. Violet is one of my favorite floral notes, mixed with that super sugary sweet cotton candy note. And then the pomelo just gives this a very bright, citrusy, uplifting vibe throughout the duration of the fragrance, y'all. This smells so good. Like, this is a perfect name for it because it truly smells magnetic. Like, people will want to flock to you when you're wearing this. It's warm, it's sweet, it's a little bit powdery. It just smells so good, you guys, and I am just totally obsessed with this one, so I cannot wait to start wearing it more. I've been layering it with so many things, and this just pairs really well with other kind of like sparkling scents like Champagne Toast or Pure Wonder. I paired it with Watermelon Mojito in my video. Like, it just goes well with so many things, you guys. So yeah, super excited about this one. Next, we have Soft by Aubry. If you guys watched my video where I rated a bunch of super popular Arabian perfumes, this was one of my favorites. This is, like I said in that video, a very, very close dupe for Lyra by Jojoff. This literally smells like a lemon cream pie, a lemon cupcake. It has notes of citrus, caramel, vanilla, white musk, orchid, jasmine, vetiver, and woody notes. This literally smells like Lyra and pink sugar mixed together. Like, it's got this fluffiness about it, this creaminess about it. It kind of smells like a lemon creamsicle, but it also kind of smells like a cupcake. Like, it is just good, you guys, and it's literally only $10. So I will have it linked as well as everything else. This is a perfect scent, and this also has some really great longevity for this to only be $10. Like, this is definitely one of my faves from Aubry, and I am going to get a ton of wear out of this. So yeah, if you guys like creamy lemon gourmand scents, definitely check this one out. Since we're talking about the Arabian perfumes that I rated in my last video, this is one of them. This is one of the ones that I also really, really liked. I was not a fan of the Yara in the pink bottle. I was not really a fan of it. I'm still playing around with that one. I'm still trying to see how I feel about it. So yeah, watch that video if you want to hear in depth. But this one I actually really, really enjoyed. And this one does not have any notes on Fragrantica. So the notes that I saw on Amazon, I believe it was like peach, pineapple, jasmine. I want to say that there was like ambroxan or benzoin or something like that, but the main notes in this one were like peach, caramel, and jasmine or something of the sort. And you guys, this to me is it opens up. Oh, there's also heliotrope in there. Yes, that was the other floral. So this opens up with a very fresh green note, similarly to a lot of these fragrances that I've been talking about, but honestly, since the first time I've smelled it and worn it, it has already deepened in sweetness. So now I'm smelling a lot more caramel, but it's also so well blended that I really cannot pick one fragrance out over the other. And I love when fragrances do that. This, to me, you guys, just to explain the vibe that it creates, this really just gives me like, you and your girls are going out to brunch on like a fresh spring day, like it's about 70 degrees outside. You guys all have on something light and flowy and effortless. You guys are drinking mimosas. Like, this just gives me a very grown and sexy, fresh, syrupy, sweet peach. This also reminds me of a fresher, more green version of Jessica Simpson's Fancy. If you are a fan of that scent, this definitely leans like a more creamy, powdery, floral, fresher version of that. And honestly, I feel like I didn't really care for Fancy when I first got that perfume because of that floral note. It just overpowered the gourmand notes for me. And then I let that fragrance sit and I grew to love it because those gourmand notes really started to shine through. So I'm hoping that that is what happens with this one because I really want that caramel to get so dense and rich. I want to say there's vanilla in here also, but even if it doesn't, you guys, I love this scent for what it is. This is definitely a perfectly done sweet, fruity floral with that caramel mix in. I think the caramel is just makes this fragrance more well-rounded. So yeah, I definitely think this one is worth a try if those types of notes appeal to you because I was surprised at how much I like this one. Next one is going to be Versace Eros Parfum. This is the Eau de Toilette version. This one has top notes of Sicilian lemon, raspberry, white currant, mandarin orange, Middle notes of magnolia, jasmine, orange blossom, and freesia, and base notes of musk, ambroxan, woody notes, and patchouli. And this one, you guys, I always say this literally smells like a gummy piece of candy. Raspberry and the lemon and the orange, the currant, like they just blend together in this into this burst of like a fruit bouquet, a fruit salad. This is just a very zesty, refreshing, crisp, but also sweet, fruity note. I feel like this paired with any type of vanillic scent is just so bomb, and I just love this one, you guys. I wore this one so much last summer and I've just been itching to pull it out, so I was like, let me go ahead and bring it out for the spring, you guys. So a lot of these I do want to try to put bigger dents in and try to somewhat cycle out of my collection so I can make room for some newer things that I've been wanting, but this one is just a classic. It is a fave. I can't say how the eau de parfum compares to this one. I've heard so many different conflicting things about it, but this is the version that I really love, and yeah, I definitely recommend you guys try this one out. Y'all, now the rest of these are going to primarily be gourmands. As you guys can see, most of the ones I started off this video with are fruity florals, fresher florals, and things like that, but mostly fruity florals. And at the end of the day, I always need to have my gourmands, girl. So the first one is going to be Nebras by Lattafa. You guys, this one is just so incredibly good. This is a almost perfect dupe for Billie Eilish, but I just feel like this one lasts a little bit longer, and there's a little bit more fruit in the opening of this one, which is why I decided to go ahead and put this on my spring perfume tray. But this is definitely a perfume I would reach for on a spring night, a summer night, when I want something that really feels dense and thick, but at the same time, this is not cloying. Like, I don't know how they did this fragrance to where this is pretty beast mode when you overspray it, but at the same time, it's not cloying, it's not overpowering. It just wraps you up in that same cozy cacao, vanillic, berry type of scent cloud that Eilish does. And this is another one that will get you tons of compliments, and it just smells amazing. The bottle is gorgeous, and I just love this one, you guys. I'm excited to get some wear out of it, but I'm also excited to see how this one ages over time, because I really feel like this one is just going to be so bomb the longer it sits. Now, speaking of warm weather gourmands, I could not do this video without Sol de Janeiro's Cheirosa 62. Honestly, you guys will see this in my summer video as well. I can wear it year round, honestly. Like, this is the perfect layerable, creamy pistachio, caramelly type of scent. It leans tropical, but it also really just adds another very nice, sweet layer to any layering combo. Like, I feel like there's nothing that I have paired this with that I didn't like. So this is just the perfect layerable scent to me. If you feel like something's too floral, if it's too masculine, like this is one of those perfectly like mutable chameleon fragrances that works so beautifully with everything. So if you are a fan of those syrupy, sweet pistachio type of scents, this is what I'm wanting from Keali's Yum Pistachio Gelato. I really hope that it leans closer to this type of scent, but we'll see, girl. But yes, this one will be a forever fave for me. This next one is going to be Vanille Apricot by Comptoir Sud Pacifique. This one, you guys, I pretty much told y'all in my layering video that this is such a delectable fragrance. This is a scent that when I wear it, I cannot stop smelling myself because of how amazing it smells. Now, this is another one you may or may not have to let sit depending on how old the bottle is that you purchase, because when I first purchased this, the longevity was not all that great and it wasn't as thick and syrupy as it is now. But this one has top notes of apricot, papaya, and jackfruit, and the exact same middle notes and then base notes of vanilla and sugar. And you guys, when I tell y'all this smells like the most sweetest, like vanilla cotton candy, it reminds me of that vanilla scent from Urban Outfitters, the vanille whatever, where it's like cotton candy and vanilla. It also smells like Montal's sweet vanilla. You have been wanting to try Montal's sweet vanilla, but you can never get your hands on it because it is usually sold out on a lot of retail websites. This one is easily accessible on Amazon, and it's pretty affordable for this size, y'all. It just smells so incredibly sweet, intoxicatingly sweet. Like when I tell you I spray this on and I catch whiffs of myself and it just uplifts me with how sweet I smell. This is one of those sticky, sweet fragrances, you guys, but I don't even care because there are going to be days in the spring in the hotter weather I'm going to want to wear this. This literally smells like a fruit cocktail, cotton candy. Like, I can't even find any other ways to describe it, but there's also a creaminess. Like, it's got this fruit milkshake, fruit smoothie type of vibe. It's a little powdery. It just smells really good, you guys. So I love this one. Next, we have Dolce Garden by Dolce & Gabbana. If you guys saw one of my TJ Maxx or collective hauls, I found this at my TJ Maxx or Marshalls for like $30, and that was a steal considering this scent is sold for about $80 for the same size as Sephora, and I think it's actually sold out on Sephora's website right now, so I will have a link for you guys in the description box. But this is honestly a perfect blend of coconut, florals, and vanilla. Okay, this has top notes of magnolia, neroli, and mandarin orange, middle notes of coconut, frangipani, and ylang-ylang, and base notes of vanilla, almond milk, and sandalwood. Now, I will tell you guys, I don't love the opening of this. I do feel like the neroli and the orange can be a little bit cloying to me in the opening of this, but the dry down of this, you guys, is truly magical, delicious, creamy, tropical coconut, almond milk. Like, it is just so smooth and it just smells incredible. It is just a perfect, honestly, year-round fragrance to me, but this just has so many different elements of things that I love. It's powdery, it's a little bit lactonic from that almond milk, it's citrusy, it's a little bit nutty, that coconut, that vanilla, it's sweet. Like, this just hits so many marks for me, you guys, and it just performs very well, and I just love this one. So I would definitely pick this one up while you guys still can, because I do feel like this one was like discontinued or something like that, and I think a lot of retailers are having a hard time keeping this one in stock. I don't know if they're just not restocking it or what, but yeah, I would definitely pick this one up. This is going to be a gem this spring and summer. The final fragrance, Miss Ariana Grande. This is Cloud 2.0. You guys may notice I do not have that horribly ugly like base that this comes in. I took that off and threw it away because it's just terrible to me, but this is Cloud 2.0, and I prefer this one so much more over the original Cloud. This one has top notes of lavender, bergamot, and pear, and honestly, you guys, I do not really care for lavender like that. It is very rare that I like it in a fragrance. There's maybe a handful or less of perfumes that I like it in. I don't really smell lavender in this. My nose immediately picks up on the middle notes and the base notes. So the middle notes are whipped cream, coconut, praline, vanilla orchid, and base notes of cashmere, ambroxan, musk, and woodsy notes. I just get this creamy, lightweight, fluffy, whipped coconut, whipped praline, vanilla type of scent mixed with that kind of ozonic, like ambroxan and musk skin like scent. Y'all, this is just a perfect spring gourmand because it's literally just like fluff. It's like a ball of coconut fluff, a ball of vanilla fluff. I don't know, y'all. It just is so ethereal, so lightweight, but also so sexy and alluring and creamy. And I feel the same way about the original Cloud, but I feel like I could pick up on like something in the original Cloud that it kind of got on my nerves, and it didn't last as long as this one did for me. So I don't know what it was, but I will always just repurchase the Cloud Intense over the Cloud Original. I feel like I could smell the lavender in the original. That might have been what it was, but overall this one just leans creamier, more vanillic, more grown and sexy. The musk in this one really stands out, and it just turns into this delicious skin scent, like ethereal scent, and I just love this one, you guys. So that is it, you guys, for my spring picks for March and part of April. I know it seems like a lot, but y'all know I do tons of layering. I'm always coming up with combinations, so definitely check out my layering playlist to see some of the other scents and combos that I've come up with. And I will try to post the things that I come up with throughout the duration of me wearing these fragrances and update you guys on my community posts, as I love to do. So definitely make sure you are subscribed if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.